The thoughts and hot takes you're about to hear belong to the reviewer and do not reflect Jet TV, its parent company, or any sponsors. And spoilers ahead, we're about to ruin this movie for you in the most entertaining way possible.
Jet Flix. Jet Flix.
Hey everyone, I'm Brian.
I'm Parker.
And this is Jet Flix.
Jet Flix.
Your home for all things movie review and top 5 movie lists. So we went very family friendly this week.
This movie was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun.
We went with...
I could sit through this one.
Yeah, you can.
I could sit through this one.
You can take people to this movie and not worry about what they're
This was really fun.
We saw Freakier Friday.
A Freakier Friday.
So the sequel, obviously, to Freaky Friday, which came out in 2003.
22 years ago.
Right? We were talking about that a little last week about how it seemed like now sequels are coming out like way far.
Longer than they should have
Yeah.
and everything. If you get a good movie and everything, you want that sequel to come out at least like a year or two afterwards. But this one, 22 years.
And it actually works out for what they're trying to do. So
But this one worked out perfectly, I think.
So we are going to do kind of a general review first. We're going to do like a spoiler-free, and then we're going to give you a warning that we're going to get into the plot details so that if you want to skip ahead to our top 5, which we're doing top 5 sequels of all time, then you'll be able to on YouTube. So, Freakier Friday, directed by Nisha Ganatra, who, if I'm being honest, I am not familiar with.
No clue.
At all.
I don't get into that. I leave that to you.
And see the fact that I don't know. But she's directed a bunch of episodes of TV shows. She did some Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I love, that show. So I'm like, okay, so she may be going into the movie side now. It's a comedy movie with a bit of a fantasy angle. Obviously, they switch bodies. Which, if you've seen the first one, like, that's apparent. Stars Jamie Lee Curtis. Academy Award winner Jamie Lee Curtis.
Smoking hot still. Jamie Lee.
Lindsey Lohan, I love the comeback.
I love Lindsey Lohan. All her movies, from Parent Trap, from the first Freaky Friday, all those movies, excellent. She is fabulous.
I love that she has made this comeback, because there was a while there where like people just, it was fun to like talk crap on her. So they're the main two, obviously, from the first one. They played mother and daughter. And then also Julia Butters plays Lindsay Lohan's character's daughter, Harper.
She did a fabulous job.
She did a great job.
Did a great job.
Then we've got Manny Jacinto playing Eric.
Riaz, the chef.
Who is Lindsay Lohan, Lindsay Lohan's name is Anna in the movie. I should have started with that. She's Anna, and Jamie Lee Curtis is Tess. Yes. So Anna's love interest is Eric, and Sophia Hammonds plays his daughter, Lily. So Lily and Harper go to school together and hate each other.
Mean Girls almost. It's like that whole Mean Girls aspect.
Speaking of Lindsay Lohan. Also, Mark Harmon shows up because he was in the first one.
Exactly. You know what's funny about this? It looks like they brought back the whole cast.
They pretty much did.
Because even the Oriental lady who owned the restaurant, she's in it, and her mother's in it. And that's 22 years later, and she still looks the same.
Yeah.
I was like, flabbergasted by that.
And so also, Mark Harmon plays the Jamie Lee Curtis's husband. Yep. And Chad Michael Murray coming in out of nowhere.
Jake.
He was
the stud muffin.
Jake, the love interest from the first movie. So it's not like a huge, super well-known cast, but it was very nostalgic. Like, it was
and if you saw the first one, you're going to recognize many of the characters
and her bandmates from the first
Exactly.
movie.
So it was like they brought back the whole cast.
So overall, I thought this was a really fun, entertaining movie.
I thought it was very heartwarming.
Yep.
Had some good takes. I mean, it's talking about a family combined, a blended family coming together and everything, and dealing with some issues about losing parents and stuff like that. It just worked. It works really well.
The general premise, before we get into all of it, is that Anna, Lindsay Lohan, switches bodies with her daughter Harper, and Tess, Jamie Lee Curtis, switches bodies with Lily. And so then, it's all type of mayhem and trying to break up weddings, but we'll get more into that.
Yeah, it goes from a twofer
to
four bodies.
A four.
And that was kind of tricky because I was sitting there at the time. I was like trying to remember who's who.
It was a little difficult.
It was like Lindsey Harper or Harper Anna,
Yeah.
and you're like sitting there, but it all worked out, and everybody was like, it was fantastic.
So the acting wasn't great. Didn't need to be, except for Harper.
I thought everybody
great.
did well. I thought everybody. I even thought that the girl who played Lily, she did pretty good.
All right, I thought Jamie Lee Curtis was a little over the top, but again, it's Jamie Lee Curtis, so I'm not going to be mad about it.
You got to take her at her best, man.
I loved some of the music in this, like when they would go, they used "Spice Up Your Life" by the Spice Girls multiple times. They used Britney Spears. Anytime they brought out the '90s music, I loved it.
Yeah, that was great.
I liked the songs that they performed in the movie.
Of course.
And I said, I'm loving
Pink Slip.
Pink Slip.
Oh, yeah.
Anna's band Pink Slip came back.
Yep, that was awesome.
And I said, I'm loving Lindsay Lohan's comeback. I hope she does more.
I heard one funny part that I really enjoyed was when Julia Butters, Harper, the character Harper, comes out and they're going to school and everything, and she's doing that British accent going to the car. That was funny.
Yep.
That was funny.
So now we will get into actual spoilers. So if you want to skip ahead to the top 5, now is your time to do so. So Anna has her daughter Harper. She meets a guy, Eric, who is Lily's dad. There's so many relationships here. They get engaged very quickly.
Very quickly.
Like they meet and get engaged in
April,
6 months.
and then in like September they're engaged.
Yeah.
And about to have a wedding. So
the kids hate each other because they go to school together, and now they're going to be stepsisters. At the bachelorette party, there's a psychic, and they magically switch bodies again. And like we said, Anna becomes Harper, Tess becomes Lily, and vice versa. So now we've got the 2 older characters in the bodies of the younger characters, and that's really fun.
That is fun. That is fun.
So we have the kids as the adults realize that since they're adults now, they can try to break up the wedding.
And they can do just about anything with driving around Jake's car and everything, and trying to get crazy.
They actually go to Anna's job to help her client, Ella. Ella,
supposed to be the pop star queen of that era, and just trying to help her along, and she identifies with them, and so it works out really well. It's really funny.
They try to get Anna's ex Jake back into the picture to break up the wedding. And then the adults, as the kids, go looking for the psychic to bring them back to normal.
To try to get some answers.
By the way, they didn't seem too upset when they found out that the kids didn't tell them the fortune. Because the kids knew what the fortune was.
She told them what it was, and do you remember that morning
about
when they
mending
asked,
hearts?
Like, did she say anything?
They're like, nah, she didn't say anything.
Nah, she didn't say anything. She just brushed it off.
So yeah, I was a little like, they didn't seem upset at all about that, but okay. But then as they go on, like Harper starts to not want to break up the wedding because she realizes how much Eric loves her mom, and it's really sweet, like actually, because they're discussing like, their biggest fears, and it's like her biggest fear, Anna's biggest fear, is that Harper is gonna she's basically gonna push her away from trying too hard.
Right. And Lily doesn't want to move away. She wants to go back to England and everything and live there and go to a design school that's there that she's been looking forward to for all these years.
And because she lost her mom.
And that's another key. She loses her mom earlier, in life and everything, and that's where her mom was from. So she was going to lose all that aspect of life. But she realizes that down the road that, this family, this blended family that's coming together, could be something that she really, really needs.
But first, when she realizes that Harper is not really going through with the plan anymore, she goes nuclear.
Oh yeah, she goes off.
In the body of Jamie Lee Curtis, she basically gets Eric to cancel the wedding by saying like, this shouldn't happen.
This ain't gonna work.
She
uses Jake as a interference
as a
and everything as a pawn, and causes all kinds of havoc at the party that they have, the dinner party that they have, and
her and Lindsay Lohan start fighting, and Eric's like, all right, I can deal with the kids fighting, but like you two are adults, like I'm done.
Yeah.
So they all end up going to Ella's concert, Ella being the pop star. They all make up. There's some kickin' musical numbers.
A lot of crying.
Lot of
at this
crying.
point and everything.
People hugging.
People are starting to feel the feelings and everything, and see everybody is basically, there for each other.
Yes.
And seeing how much they care for each other and everything. And that was the one thing, too, that Mark Harmon was sharing, too, in his part.
Yep.
And everything that, Tess really, as a grandmother, she's scared that, if they do go to England, that she's going to lose her young ones, her daughter and her granddaughter.
Because that was the big thing, is they weren't sure, were they going to stay in LA or were they going to move to England? And so, both kids wanted to stay where they were from.
Exactly.
So it was a big conflict.
And Eric's this big time chef and everything like that. So.
And what I really liked is the song. They thought Anna had written a song, and they thought that it was about Jake. The kids thought it was about Jake because it sounded like a love song.
Right.
But it was a love song, but like a mother to daughter love song.
Yeah.
And it was really sweet when Harper realized, like, no, this song is about you.
Exactly. It's not about Jake. It's about you.
Yeah.
And she was just overwhelmed.
So it was a really fun movie. My favorite part, I think, was early in the movie with the food fight.
Oh, that was one of the best parts.
So the kids are at a bake sale and they both like disrespected the other's food.
Yeah, Tess had made Anna some cookies,
Yeah.
her homegrown cookies, and Lily's father, Eric, made her this, I don't know what it was.
It was
but
some
the
like
buns,
fancy thing.
Some fancy buns with Cool Whip on top and everything like that, and they basically destroyed it and everything.
And so then the whole school gets into a food fight, which like one girl jumps in front of Lily like to take a cupcake for her. It was cracking me up. One girl like paints her face blue with the frosting.
Oh, the
and
Braveheart
yeah,
look? She got the
I
Braveheart
loved
look?
it.
Yes,
So
that was
funny.
classic.
There's a mime for some reason.
And the teacher, the principal, she was hilarious.
Yeah, and
Even when the parents met in the office, she was like, these crazy kids. You
Yep,
know, you got to
she-
deal with these crazy kids.
The principal, vice principal. I don't remember exactly
Yeah.
what her title was, but
But
she was a standout.
hilarious.
Yeah.
She was hilarious.
So our ratings. I think I'm gonna give this 3.5 out of 5.
What do you call those here? Narwhals?
Narwhals. 3 out of 5 narwhals.
3 out of 5 narwhals. I'm going to give this 3 out of 5 Parker Watch Bombs.
So Freakier Friday. It's a lot like the original. So if you liked the original,
Yeah, the soundtrack is. I think the soundtrack is going to be really good.
The score was good.
The music is really fabulous, and as well. And there's some twists too, because if you notice, the outfit in the original Freaky Friday, they were wearing the same outfits but in different styles
Okay.
and
I
everything.
did not notice
You did not notice that.
It's been a long time since I saw it. I was gonna say the original, but we have to always remind you that there was actually a Freaky Friday from the 70s with Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster, yeah, that's right.
So, but yeah, 3.5 for me, 3 for you. It's pretty
I-
good. That's
I
the
loved
closest
it.
we've been.
Yeah, that is pretty close. But the thing was, I was able to sit through it and enjoy it compared to the other Yahoo movies we didn't watch. This Superman.
So number 3 for me is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
It is the second in an animated series of Spider-Man movies because there's a lot of Spider-Man
Tons
movies.
of Spider-Mans.
So this is the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
We follow Miles Morales, who
Alright.
is his dimension's Spider-Man. His relationship with Gwen Stacy, who is Spider-Gwen / Spider-Woman from another dimension.
These Spider-Verses is just
So many dimensions.
so many dimensions. Didn't we have this last week where we were talking about alternate universes and everything?
We were pocket universes
oh
with
my
Superman.
goodness.
But anyway, so he finds out that there is basically this hub full of like just a ton of spider people of all different varieties.
Okay.
There's like a spider cat.
Wow.
And it's literally a cat with a Spider-Man mask on it.
It reminds me of the lanterns. They're all different kind of
yeah.
lanterns.
Yeah, there's just
Yeah.
a ton of them.
Yeah.
So this story, every movie, whenever there's a sequel, they try to do the whole Empire Strikes Back thing where it's like, oh, this is darker and edgier than the first one. And it never works.
All right.
This works.
This works.
Because the first one is like, it's pretty It's pretty fun. There's some deep moments, but overall, it's like a fun movie. And there's a certain moment in this movie where a switch flips, and you're like, oh, this is now dark and serious. And the soundtrack is incredible. It's got a really underrated villain in The Spot. His name is The Spot. He goes from being like this really weak villain to being like this really tough guy, and it leads into a cliffhanger for the next movie, which comes out in 2027. And I can't wait. But the soundtrack is awesome.
Love me some soundtracks.
If you've never seen the movie, look up the track Across the Spider-Verse, Start a Band. It's awesome.
Okay, great. My number 3, 1981, Halloween 2. Michael Myers at his best.
I've never seen this.
What?
I've never seen this.
You never seen Halloween 2?
Never seen any of the Halloween.
Get out! Get him out of here! You have to have seen Halloween 2.
Never. I don't like horror movies.
Oh, man. Halloween 2, Michael Myers at his best, like I said. This carries over from Halloween 1. Donald Pleasance, Jamie Lee Curtis again, a rock star,
Always
and
good.
Everything. The Scream Queen,
The
as you
Scream
want to put it.
Queen.
And it also has Dick Warlock, who plays Michael Myers and everything. This movie, I mean, from start to finish, slasher movie and everything. And like you said, you're not too keen on horror movies. Back in those days, they really weren't horror movies
I might
at that
be okay
time.
with
They were
slasher.
fun slasher movies
Yeah.
and everything.
I might be all right
Your
with
Freddy
that.
Krugers, your Jason Voorhees, and Michael Myers.
Yeah.
You know, those guys were fun to be with and everything.
They're
hang
all
out
good
with those
times.
Guys. Those guys good and everything. But from start to finish. And the plot takes place in a hospital and everything. Donald Pleasance shoots him off in the first movie.
Yep.
Shoots him off the roof, not the roof, but off the banister and everything. He falls in there and he goes and looks at him and he's lying there and everything. And then he runs downstairs and he's gone. And it carries over to Jamie's being taken to the hospital. So he's going to find her sister and everything because he's going to get revenge on her and everything. But this movie was total classic and everything. Definitely big time sequel and everything. And it's rated my number 3.
All right. So my number 2 movie is The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, specifically
nice.
the extended edition.
Yes.
So these are hard to rate because they're all kind of one big movie. Like they were all filmed at the same time. But if one of them is better than the rest, it is the second one.
Okay.
You've got 3 phenomenal stories going. You got Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli meeting up with, like, they found Gandalf, who is alive again, like, despite the first movie. And they go to the Kingdom of Rohan, and, you know, they kind of want to get ready for the fight that's coming. Then you got Merry and Pippin meeting up with the Ents, a.k.a. the tree guys. You got Treebeard. And then you got Frodo and Sam in probably the more boring one of the 3, which is weird because it's like really the main one. They meet up with Gollum, who starts to lead them to Mount Doom. They meet Boromir's brother Faramir. There's a lot of names here.
I see, and you know them all.
There's a lot of characters. But they do a good job of keeping everything together, and then it all kind of culminates in the Battle of Helm's Deep, which is like the coolest.
Yeah, you were telling me earlier about this big battle.
It is the coolest battle of all time. It's just a ton of like elves and humans and orcs, and then battle's not looking great, and they look up, and there's Gandalf with the sunrise and like a bunch of the riders of Rohan with him, and they come down this hill, and the battle changes. Like the tide turns. If you've never seen these movies, you have to go watch them all. But specifically, when you do, this is the best one.
Wow, cool.
So that's my number 2.
That's your number 2. My number 2, 2022, Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer, Glenn Powell, John Hamm, and Jennifer Connelly. His plays his love interest. And this carries over. I mean, this has been some time over from the years that Top Gun first came out.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's got to be like 30-something years.
30-some years, and he finally did it.
Gotta tell you.
I tell you, the storyline is fantastic. He's chilling, he's operating, he's doing test pilot shots with aerospace dynamics, and then he gets called back to Top Gun and everything to teach a new crew, a new generation of pilots on how to be top pilots. And they have a mission.
I gotta tell you real quick, I have still not seen this movie completely.
Get out of here! Are you serious?
I've been waiting. I've gotta
You
tell
haven't
him.
seen it?
No.
Well, you got to see it.
I've seen parts of it.
Okay, well, it's a great movie. It's a great feel-good movie, too, because, Tom Cruise is fighting some demons as his character, Pete Mitchell Maverick and everything with, losing Goose in the first one and everything. And now his son's involved.
Yep.
And everything. His son's are now a pilot and everything. And he feels slighted because he took him out of the academy that he took 4 years to get into, but they've formed a great bond and everything and complete a mission. I mean, it is right. I mean, it gets you right here. So I mean, it was a fantastic my sequel as far as I can.
All right. So my number one, this is actually a threequel. Also you have to have watched like a ton of movies for it to make sense. But Avengers: Infinity War. This is the one where Thanos shows up and they have to try to stop him from collecting all the Infinity Stones and using the Infinity Gauntlet. And this movie is so good. Again, you have to have seen like a lot of movies for this to make sense.
Yes, because you had to. Basically the Marvel universe.
But that's what you're getting into when you watch these movies.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
you know that there's going to be stuff that's referenced from other movies.
Yep.
But the way that there's like 3 or 4 different plots that like they keep them straight. They kind of some of them will coalesce, and then by the end there's like two stories going on. The way they do it without like really getting confusing is incredible.
Yeah.
It does a great job, and it's got a downer ending. We all had to wait another year to see how the movie was gonna
basically
how the finale was gonna work out.
And this is almost near the end towards Cap and Iron Man getting back together again and everything because of their previous movie.
Yeah, Civil War. So they're still not talking.
They're still not talking, but
they reach out.
They reach out to each other and everything to get Cap to come back.
And then Endgame is the one really where they
get together.
Yeah.
And everything.
But that's my number one sequel of all time.
That was a good one.
I love Infinity War so much.
I mean, those Marvel movies. I mean, all those sequels. I mean, from the first one to all the way up to the end one. I mean, are all fabulous and everything. And they're going to continue to add on to that and everything. It's just like. Never
Contrary to what everyone's saying, I think they had a pretty good year at the movies.
Oh, I'm sure.
Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four were great. Yeah. So
we'll talk about Thunderbolts pretty soon. And my number one, 2008, The Dark Knight. Classic. Christian Bale,
Oscar
Heath
winner.
Ledger,
Oscar winner.
Gary Oldman,
Oscar winner.
Michael Caine,
Oscar winner.
Aaron Eckhart.
Did not win an Oscar.
But classic Batman. Right there, Batman. Classic Batman at his best and everything. And this carries over from a great relationship between the two of Batman and the Joker and everything. Joker comes on the scene and everything. And Heath Ledger plays a part that is, I would say, the best Joker ever. Sorry,
Absolutely.
Jack. I mean, you were great, but Heath was the best.
It's Heath. It's
Heath
100%.
But I mean, this storyline is basically Batman's trying to get after the mob bosses and everything, and the Joker walks in. He's like, all these one-liners. It's like, you scared to go out at night?
You want to see a
Because
magic
of the
trick?
Batman, you want to see the magic trick?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just classic. I love this movie. This movie was probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't think it made my top 5 best action movies of all time. But there's a lot of action in this at all.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman gets after it and everything to save the people of Gotham, and it's just nonstop. And I'm just flabbergasted that we lost Heath when we did and everything because I could have seen him reprising that role over and over again. I mean, he just did a phenomenal job.
It was one of the best acting performances I've ever seen.
And with all my top fives, I mean, all the soundtracks of each and every one of these movies
mine have pretty good
are
soundtracks.
Great
too.
soundtracks.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. I mean, talking about
that should be a lesson to anyone making a movie. Like your soundtrack.
You gotta have a great soundtrack and everything. Get some Hans Zimmer, some John Carpenter, and some Bill Conti in your movie. You got something hot for sure.
So those are our top 5 lists. Our top 5 sequels: Avengers: Infinity War and The Dark Knight. Sorry for those who don't like superhero movies, but that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Exactly. And we know that you probably have some top 5 sequels. Send them to them and comment on our list and everything. And let us know what your top 5 sequels are.
Were we wrong? Just let us know.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm Parker.
And I'm him.
And this is Jet Flix.
Jet Flix. Jet Flix. Jet Flix. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this content and want to see more podcasts from our station,
stay tuned for our new streaming app, Jet 24/7, coming soon to all smart TVs and streaming devices.
Thanks for watching. Jet Flix.